At least 6 countries pause funding for UN agency as scandal widens. Some UNRWA employees were accused by Israel of participating in the October 7th attacks. The funding pauses came as horrific details were more widely shared. Germany, Britain, and at least 4 other countries said Saturday they were suspending funding for the United Nations agency that provides food, water, and essential services for Palestinian civilians in the Gaza Strip, many of whom have been described as being on the brink of starvation after 16 weeks of war between Israel and Hamas. The countries joined the United States, which said on Friday it would withhold funding for the group, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, or UNRWA, after a dozen of its employees were accused by Israel of participating in the October 7th attacks. The United Nations has not made public the details of the accusations against the UNRWA employees, who have been fired, but a senior UN official briefed on the accusations called them extremely serious and horrific. The Israeli military said in a statement Saturday that its intelligence services had compiled a case, incriminating several UNRWA employees for their alleged involvement in the massacre, along with evidence pointing to the use of UNRWA facilities for terrorist purposes. It did not elaborate on what that involvement entailed. In announcing the pause in funding, the United States, the agency's largest donor, said it was reviewing the allegations and the steps the United Nations is taking to address them. The governments of Australia, Canada, Finland, and Iceland also said they were suspending funding for the agency. Philippe Lazzarini, the head of UNRWA, called the suspension collective punishment for Gaza and warned that if funding were not restored, it would adversely affect its humanitarian assistance program. It is shocking to see a suspension of funds to the agency in reaction to allegations against a small group of staff, he said in a statement, especially given the immediate action that UNRWA took by terminating their contracts and asking for a transparent, independent investigation. For months, American intelligence agencies have been aware of vague allegations that some among UNRWA's 13,000 employees may have been working with Hamas or even potentially involved in the October 7th terror attack. It was only this week, American officials said, that the United Nations and Israel shared detailed, specific intelligence with the State Department and White House, including the names of the individuals who were fired.